Hello, everybody. Welcome. I am Amberwatch. I am a brand new reaction channel on the scene. So I decided to create this channel because I have so many opinions about this woman, and because it's such a niche corner of the internet, I feel like I can't really tell anyone in my personal life this is what I get up to. So I decided to create a channel where I just talk about my opinions, thoughts, feelings, all that sort of stuff. And then hopefully you guys enjoy and want to see more. So today we're going to be talking about what went down last night. I woke up to it and I was like, oh my goodness gracious, what on earth? So we're going to be talking about the events that led up to it, and then I created loads of notes. I watched the live stream myself, created notes, and we're going to be talking about what she said in this live stream. She cried a lot, just to preface that. So we're just going to talk about it and really just get into what's going on. So, to kick all of this off, around a day ago, Hector Kana posted saying, Amber is terrified right now, rightfully so, but it's not me she should be afraid of. So this led a lot of people speculating to what's going on. A few weeks ago, he actually posted saying about the fact that a little birdie told him about the fact that Amber got a new cat called Romeo, and then obviously that turned out being correct. So then everyone was wondering who this mole is and who is feeding information from quote unquote the inside to Hector Kana. And then we get this from Mr. Snowflake. It reads, update, been speaking to Emily obviously, been a very hard listen. Well, over text, but you know what I mean. We spoke about the emotional and physical abuse from Amber. We discussed Rarity. She sent me over screenshots of messages Amber sent to her on the day Rarity went missing. Amber, I think you better make a quick video and sort your Rarity missing story out. We discussed the breakup and post-breakup. I'll make a simple video soon as I get a chance and get the video up as fast as possible. I'll keep you all updated. Cheers, everyone. So then, obviously, as Girl World does, it erupted because everyone was thinking to themselves, Emily, who caused a lot of controversy with their relationship in the first place, is finally telling what actually went on in the relationship. So this leads to Amber going live at like 2 or 3 a.m. for her, and oh my lord, it is a doozy. Let's just get into it because it's like 2 hours long and she covered a lot. So in this live stream, I mean, the name of it in the first place is just ridiculous because she says we have been in a relationship this entire time. So for someone who doesn't know why their audience doesn't believe them literally ever, and in this live stream goes after Hector Kana, never believing a word that she says, she's then kept a relationship from us for several months after filming herself crying and crying, basically going through a heartbreak. But then apparently they're still together. So that automatically is just whatever. But the reason why this has all basically come to a head is because I think they've had like a final argument where they've just kind of been like done and over with it. Emily's gone to reaction channels and then Amber's taken it to live. So Amber basically claims that they're in this cycle where she'd have an argument with Emily and then Emily would absolutely blow up on her and then go online and chat about her, like in a very negative way. So she apparently has found things on like Reddit and like reaction channels where she said that if Amber lost weight, she would look like a melted candle or like melted ice cream, but then also called her Pocahontas, which very vile things to say about her, but and for some reason, Amber just felt the urge to protect her and carry on like the relationship. And she also claims that while she was in Wisconsin last year, she was the most miserable she had ever been. And apparently her mum was begging her to break up with Emily and go back to Oklahoma, but she never did because she loves Emily so much. So during like the first 10 to 15 minutes of this live stream, Emily is like sending her text messages being like, do not say anything, like like basically trying to shut her up, and also threatens to release a video. And Amber claims that the video that Emily has and is threatening to release is Amber in the middle of a BPD meltdown that Emily recorded, but it's also her half naked. So there's like several things obviously she doesn't want online for that. And she says something about like having unregulated BPD during this meltdown. But my thing is obviously she shouldn't be recording Amber in those states, but you are nearly 35 years old. You've known you've had BPD for, I think it's been close to a year now. Like, it is time to get some therapy and get some help, because there's just no get up and go. There's just no, I have this issue, it's negatively affecting every part of my life. Maybe I should do something about it. And then she just doesn't. So that's my first issue. So then she goes on to basically confirm what ended up happening to Rarity, and she says that it basically had nothing to do with her. She was not the one who let her out, even though she made a video basically explaining how she got let out and taking the blame for herself, which I don't really know why you would want to take the blame, as basically being negligent towards your animals for the woman you love, but whatever. So apparently they were in the car because Emily smokes in the car away from the house, and they will like sit in the car together as she smokes. And Amber caught Emily talking to this woman called Andrea, and they found conversations where they're mocking Amber, like just like talking badly about her. And apparently this had been going on for like a couple of weeks. And at first Emily claims that she's actually a woman from work, but then we find out that she's actually apparently like a hater. So Amber's like, okay, I've had enough, give me a phone. And she goes through this phone and she sees that she's been on like Tumblr and a few like websites, and it says that the things she found there shocked and destroyed her. And she later confirms in the live stream that it was like bigger naked girls, so most likely feeder content, which she has been known for, enjoying and being a part of before. So that's not really a shock to anyone. So apparently they had a massive argument about all of this, because Amber didn't want her to like be watching that stuff and looking at that stuff, and also, like talking, being like spoken badly about by her partner. So they had this massive blowout argument, and apparently she claims it's going from like room to room. Like it's going from like the kitchen to the bedroom to the living room back to the kitchen. And it gets to the point where like Emily decides to just leave. So she opens the glass door in the kitchen and just leaves, and apparently she doesn't close it. But Amber like doesn't notice that the door's closed. So she claims that this is how Rarity got out. She left the door open, Rarity left, and she didn't realize that the door wasn't closed until she felt like a cold gust of wind from like the Wisconsin winter air. But also, she didn't notice that Rarity was gone until the next day, but she claims that like she had a feeling like something was wrong. So my thing is to say that she's been saying for years that Rarity is like the most loving, affectionate, like Rarity's obsessed with her, like, and all that stuff. Like, why would you not realize that the cat's gone? Like, I have dogs, and I go and check on my dogs multiple times a day. There's several people in my house, but I will still go and check on them and go say hi and stuff. Like, I wouldn't just leave them all day to like just kind of wander about. It may be different with cats. I don't have a cat, but I don't know. I felt that was very, very specific. So she also claims that during these arguments, Emily was awful to her. Apparently, she would say things like she was a fat ass, she was a waste of space, a leech on society. She also says that apparently Emily had said that she wanted to like punch her teeth like down her throat, and also claims that Emily has kicked her at some point, like during an argument, and she kicked her in the stomach where her hernia was, so she was super scared. So apparently there has been physical violence, but she claims that she had, like, she did not hit her whatsoever. She held up a book and like a plant and was like, I could throw this if I want to, but I don't because I'm not that type of person. So, yeah, as someone who's known for like abusing basically all of her past girlfriends, not sure how much I believe about that, but whatever. Um, so apparently she's also been debating on messaging Alexis, basically telling her she was right because Alexis basically made Amber choose between her and Emily, and she ended up like picking Emily, so that's how the whole Alexis drama happened. But she says that Alexis was her best friend, and sometimes she's felt so low that she wanted to message her because she'll get it. But I don't really understand that because everything you've ever told Alexis has then been released to the public. So I don't even know why the thought would even cross your mind about going back to her, knowing it's going to get released anyways. She says the reaction channels want to see her miserable, cause them insane, and doesn't understand why Snowflake wants to hurt her so bad at all different angles. So that was like basically the first hour. I've included some of the second hour as well because it kind of like all fits together and I didn't want to like repeat myself again later on. So apparently Hector Kana, the reason why he knew about Romeo is because during an argument when Emily was like talking badly about Amber, Emily went to like a hater, told them about the new cat and Romeo, and then they were the person who told Hector Kana. So that it does make sense knowing that, you know, Emily's gone and like spoken about it. She basically says that she could live stream more now that she's single and, you know, she's got a lot more time. But then she doesn't want to turn it into live stream era because in the last one with Beck, she lost a lot of people during that time, which is completely fair enough, seeming though she was absolutely awful to Beck during that time. Like, I mean, she was awful to Beck, like, end of. So she also claims that she's honest, which I just think to myself, girl, like, just, I don't even need to say anymore. And she was gonna do 10 days of what I ate today in weigh-ins, but she knows that she's gained weight as her stamina has gone completely downhill, which makes sense. But then she also says something like, I feel so fat. Oh, wait, I can finally lose weight now. Basically insinuating that Emily stopped her from losing weight, which, like, does kind of make sense, seeming like Emily's been, you know, called out for being a feeder like several times. But that's all alleged. So she also claims that at the end of this live stream, she needs to like emotionally eat without anyone judging. Which really leads me to believe that after this live stream, she went and binged hard. She claims that she was gonna like have like a massive bowl of like Fruity Pebbles or something like that. But we all know that she's probably gonna have a bigger bowl than that, and then also extra stuff on top of that, especially if she's eating because of her emotions. She says that she has a really bad habit. When someone tries to leave in an argument, she will like follow them around. So that's what she did during this massive blowout argument with Emily, the day of Rarity going missing. And that's when Emily kicked her in the stomach. And she says that she is willing to admit everything that she's done in this relationship with Emily, but she is terrified of the things Emily is going to like exaggerate or lie about, which is like, I mean, I don't really know. Like, I get it, but also you must have done some pretty bad things, and you're also known for, you know, treating your girlfriends horribly. So realistically, like, if you had the level of credibility that you do not have with your fan base, this should not be a concern. But then she said, and this really made me like pause and reflect. She said she didn't mind being someone's fetish as long as they loved her for her. But then she also kind of just, towards the end, she felt like she was a body to her. Like, she wasn't like a person, she was just a body. And they said that apparently when they were in Wisconsin, they would listen to Fetish by Selena Gomez together, which it really makes me cringe when I think about it, because the signs were there and she chose to say to all of her audience, no, like, it was just like, they have nothing to do with that. It was just for like money because they're in a long distance relationship. She's not a feeder, guys. And there's so much to unpack from that statement alone that I just can't. Um, so she says she's also might start smoking Delta 8 again, which is just a bad idea from the beginning because she's crashing out right now, and her crashing out even when she was high, that's just another level of things that it's just going to go wrong eventually, and it's going to backfire, especially if she basically goes back into her addiction of Delta 8, which she definitely was addicted to at some point. She says that she's a sober girly pop, but how far can we really believe that? Alert, pee pads basically got confirmed. If you don't know, there's a lot of rumours basically saying that Amber just kind of sets down like puppy pee pads around her apartment all day because she's too lazy to take Twinkie out. This is all like rumours, like nothing got really confirmed until today, well, last night. So she said that apparently Emily and Twinkie, so Emily's dog and Twinkie would pee on the carpet at night, and to combat that, she would have pee pads down all over, basically all over the house, so they wouldn't pee like on the carpet and they pee on these pads instead. So I'm gonna take that as the fact that she definitely has pee pads in her apartment for Twinkie at night, because that behavior is most likely continuing into Oklahoma. Like, you cannot convince me for a second that that's just not happening. And apparently she like bought Emily this like super expensive gate to like stop them from getting downstairs and getting to the carpet, and also bought her like a super expensive steam cleaner because she felt bad about the fact that Twinkie was peeing everywhere. But then she was also like, well, it was her dog too. And I was like, yeah, but you're responsible for Twinkie, and if Twinkie's peeing all over the place, that's an issue that you need to sort out yourself. I have two dogs and they would not pee on the carpet. Like, absolutely not. And then she says that like she has never felt so crazy and like unhinged in her life until she was in Wisconsin, and basically like now, because she was just like, I don't know how this is happening, over and over. And she says that she's got like stuff going on with like her dad and her brother that she doesn't talk about, but like it's like destroying her inside. So that's why she didn't say anything about what's going on with Emily at this point. And then someone asked her, like, oh, do what I eat in a day today. So she was like, oh, like, what did I eat in the last, like, 24 hours? And she says that she ordered Cheesecake Factory, and I think she had, like, fettuccine Alfredo, but she, like, substituted the fettuccine with angel hair, and it apparently wasn't a big portion. I don't believe that. And she had, like, cheeseburger egg rolls. And then she had this tuna rice bowl that she was talking about earlier on in the stream that like one of her friends had like made. So like she remade it, and it turned out that she loved it. So she's been eating it a lot. Half a box of Fruity Pebbles and then some Tootsie Rolls. So apparently that's everything she ate yesterday. And then obviously she said that she was going to be emotionally eating after the live stream. So weight loss has a very well and truly been sidelined at this point. So this whole live stream, I created a lot of notes, and I've just kind of like gone through the most important ones because she really did waffle a lot in this live stream. She also went hard against the haters. Like when someone would like send her a message like hating on her, but it was a super chat, she'd basically say like, well, I'm the one who's like, you just paid me, so which is a fair point. I literally have said this multiple times. I don't understand the people that like super chat her just to hate on her, because she's profiting off of this. Like, you're down money to tell her how you feel. I'd rather just do it like this. So, what are my opinions on this entire situation? Emily, I never really liked Emily in the first place. Like, I always got super bad vibes from her. But Amber was well and truly warned about Emily, okay? She was told this is a really bad idea. And instead of thinking to herself, if the same group of people that hate on me on a daily basis are genuinely worried for my safety, maybe they should tell me something. But instead, she went on about the fact this is the softest, most gentle love ever, and then carried on. And now it's backfired on her. I don't like Emily. I do not think that any of the things that she's done are correct. But Amberlynn has decided now that she is a victim in this situation, which I don't really believe. I think that Amber, she has treated every single one of her past girlfriends with complete and utter disrespect. So I think now she's found her match, and she has found someone who made her feel like how she made all of her ex girlfriends feel. So I do not have an ounce of sympathy for her, and she needs to go to therapy. She needs to sort out her BPD, and she really just needs to get her life on track. And I do not think being on YouTube right now is a good idea for her. As I'm currently recording this right now, she is live again, and I watched literally like 30 seconds of it. And she was saying about the fact that, she apparently, Emily always will compare her to Colleen, who is her former fiance who passed, I think in like April of last year. So obviously there's a lot going on right now, and I will continue to keep you guys updated. But I just thought a nice little video to get us started, talking about what happened last night and everything like that would just be a good way for you to kind of understand how I kind of feel about Amber in the first place. And hopefully from here on out, we'll make some more videos and get it going. But yeah, that was everything I have to say about that live stream. If you want me to talk about anything else, feel free to comment about it. I'm thinking of maybe trying to do like a massive like history lesson on Amber. I know it's been done several times before, but I've always been interested in making my own. I'm not really sure what I can add, but maybe I could just do something similar and maybe you guys will enjoy. But yeah, I hope you really enjoy today's video. Keep me updated on what you feel about like in the comments. If you have any questions or anything like that, please let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys!